Hello, bread machine lovers, bakers, homemakers. Welcome to Butterfly Meadows Homestead, where hearts are warmed and bodies are nourished. I'm Dorinda. Today, I want to show you a great tip. If you have farm fresh eggs, then you know that peeling a boiled farm fresh egg can be a nightmare. The peeling sticks to the egg, and when you get done, you really don't have much egg left. It's just a nightmare. And the other day, I read an article. I've tried all the other tips about putting different things in the water and doing all the different things, and none of them worked for me. And I read an article the other day that said to if you did this to your eggs, then they would peel. And I tried it and it worked. And I was so excited about it. I want to share it with you. So you're going to need a spoon and, of course, your farm fresh egg. And what you do is you take the round side of your spoon, and most eggs have a pointy end and a round end. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but you want to get on the round end of the egg, and you want to take your spoon, hold it lightly in your hand, and you're going to tap the end of the egg until it sounds like it cracks, but it does not crack. And I'm going to try to capture that sound on camera for you. And what that's doing is breaking the inside membrane that is in the egg, which helps the egg to peel when you after you've boiled it. So here we go. I'm going to show you how to break the membrane on the inside of this egg without actually cracking the egg. So I'm going to hold it close to my mic so that you can hear. You heard it. It sounded like it cracked, but the egg is not cracked. Now I tap very lightly, and I'm going to do a few more just so you can hear it. This one is kind of hard to tell which end's the round end. And the reason I tap so lightly is I don't want to break the egg. And I know if I just keep tapping lightly, it will break that membrane. Let's do one of these green ones. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to tap all but two of these. I'm going to save a green one and a brown one, and I'm going to boil them in separate pots, the ones I tapped and the two that I don't tap, and we will see how they peel. Now I did this, I did deviled eggs the other day, and 90% of them peeled wonderfully. I think I got the wrong end of that one. Finally, it cracked, but the egg didn't crack. So let's get these boiling. I have here water in these two pots. I did add salt. I always add salt when I'm boiling my eggs, whether it's a store-bought egg or a farm fresh egg. And I'm going to bring them to a boil. Going to time it for 10 minutes, and then we're going to peel them. So our eggs have been boiling for 10 minutes, and I'm going to take them out of the boiling water and place them into cold water. I have ice water here. One thing I will point out, I've noticed that anytime I tap those eggs, they do crack while they are boiling. And I think that's because the membrane has been broken from the inside of the egg. So we'll just let these cool enough to touch. And then we're going to attempt to peel them. And so I'm going to start with one of the eggs we did not tap. So I'm just going to crack it, just like I normally would peel an egg. I just usually break as much of the outside of the shell as I can. Then put it back in the water. And so we are going to try to peel this egg. And I think this one might peel decent. We'll see. I don't know. It's sticking a little bit. I'm trying to get that under that membrane so that I can peel it. Okay. So if you're not careful, you'll peel off. Yeah, it's sticking pretty bad, but I'm trying. But it's really difficult because the see the egg shell wants to stick to the egg white, and you end up peeling half of your egg white away. This one is just determined. See, there's a lot of egg white there that's stuck. So there's that one. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it looks pretty bad. And now I'm going to try to peel one of the eggs that we tapped. And you see it cracked while it was boiling. They usually always do that after you've tapped them. Go ahead and crack all of these and put them back. Interesting, this one did not crack. So I'm wondering if it'll be hard to peel. Like I said last time, 90% of the eggs peeled really easy. So I'm gonna try to remember which one that is and see if it is hard to peel. So let's see if this one peels. Just look how easy, see how easy that eggshell is coming off. Look at that. And it's not bringing any of the egg white with it. Now I do have that little line there where the egg cracked, but I can still make a nice deviled egg out of that. Now I'm going to try to peel this one that didn't crack and see if it peels easy. And it does. Just look at that. Look how easy. Coming off in big pieces, and it's not peeling any of the egg. Just look at that beautifully peeled farm fresh egg. It is so exciting to be able to peel a farm fresh egg without destroying the egg. So there you have it. There's your great tip on how to boil and peel farm fresh eggs. And if you want to stick around, I'm going to make deviled eggs and I'll show you how I do it. There are lots of different ways to make deviled eggs, things that you can season them with. But today I'm just going to show you a very, very simple recipe for making deviled eggs. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our eggs and take the yolk out. And let me get another bowl to put the yolks in. So this is a cheese knife, and I'm just using it because it's supposed to keep cheese from sticking when you cut it, and I thought it might do good with the eggs. But I just cut the egg in half, long ways, and then I pop the yolk out into a bowl. And so then we have a little boat where we can put our deviled egg filling. So just cut your egg in half, pop out the yolk. These yolks are so bright and yellow. That's what you get with farm fresh eggs. Now, I know you can't see it on camera, but I can see that the, just a hint that the yellow is really close on this side of the egg. So I don't want that to be the bottom, because then this side of my egg won't hardly have any space. So I'm gonna go kind of in the side and see how it was over to the side. That's just what I do when I'm cutting them. That one you can really see. Maybe you can see that. So I'm going to let that be on the side. So here I have all of my egg whites, and one of them is torn. That would be my sample egg. And so here I have my egg yolks, and I just want to mash them up. I'm just going to take my spoon. You could use a fork, but you want to make sure you mash your egg yolks up so that you don't have any big lumps of egg yolk. So I'm just going to mash them up really good here in my bowl. Now, as far as measurements, it's really difficult to give measurements because I never really do the same amount of eggs every time. But I would say kind of eyeball it, and you want to do probably about 1/8 or so of mayonnaise compared to how much egg whites you have. So I put like 2 tablespoons in these, and I think I had, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think I had 7 eggs, 7 or 8 eggs. And I put 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and I'm going to add some yellow mustard, about a teaspoon and a half of yellow mustard. And I am going to add a little salt. That's probably 1/8 of a teaspoon or so. You can salt to taste. And I like to add pickle relish to my deviled eggs, but you don't have to add pickle relish. And I'm going to use a fork to dip out the pickle relish because I'm going to try to not get too much of the juice. So I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of pickle relish, and I want to put some black pepper. And so I'm going to put, that's probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. And I am going to put a pinch of paprika. And I've already added my salt. And I'm just going to mix all of this together. Switch over here to a spoon. Now I'm going to give it a little taste to make sure I have enough salt. And it could use just a tad more salt. So I'm going to sprinkle a little more salt and stir that around. Give it another taste. Get a clean fork. And I think that's perfect. So now we're going to fill our eggs. And so I just take a spoonful of the filling and dollop it on top of the egg. And you can be fairly generous. You usually have more filling than you do eggs. And that usually ends up being a really nice snack for the cook. So now I'm going to take my broken egg and put the last of the filling in it. And this one I'm going to eat just to make sure it's nice and yummy before I serve them. That is absolutely delicious. This one's got a little much filling in it. But that's okay. The family won't mind. Then what I usually do is I take paprika and just sprinkle over the top because it makes them pretty. And that's what my mother used to do when I was a child. So now I have this beautiful plate of deviled eggs to serve with my supper tonight. I hope you'll try this at home. God bless. Bye-bye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.